Man, the right choice is so hard sometimes, dude. Um, I know that like there's things that I have to do in my life are that I have to do, right? But sometimes making those decisions are just it's just impossible. Um, to give a little context, what I'm talking about, right? I was in a relationship for about the last 10 months of my life, and I'm still in high school, so that's quite a bit of it. Um, and like a week, 2 weeks ago, we decided to finally break it off. Um, here's the thing, man. Breaking off at the time, it wasn't. It didn't hurt too much. It's kind of just. I knew it was coming for a while, and I knew there's something I could really do to stop it. We've tried to fix things before, and I don't know. But the thing that's really bugging me is like the aftermath, man, because it's so hard to keep trying to make this right choice. Because I know if we get back together, it's essentially just going back down to what it was, right? We might be a bit happier. We might feel like we're growing because we have a lot of things out there that were previously unsaid. But I know we just fall right back into it at the end of the day. And that's not my fault, and that's not hers. Well, okay, I guess it can really be both of our faults if you interpret it like that. But um, it's kind of just how we are. We just don't click, I guess. I don't know. I don't like to use that word because it makes it seem like I don't know. We're really just going off of vibes, right? But just really everything we've tried, we've tried. We just try to make it better for so long, but it just would not work out, and I guess it never really will. It never really will, um, which just sucks, man. It just sucks so hard. Um, the thing that kind of inspired me to make this first video talking about this is I went back to this old notes thingy I used to keep of her, right? It was like every night before bed, I used to write about her, see how the relationship was going, just so I can keep track of it. I thought it'd be cute, if this relationship went really far, we could like read it together one day. I don't know, it's just something corny like that. Um, and just rereading it over it now, I guess it kind of just reactivated in my mind how much I cared for this person. And there was just so many things I loved about her. Um, and it's just I don't know. I'm scared I'll never be able to find a person like that again. And I don't. Yeah, I just don't think I will. Um, there's other people. I could think I could be happy with. Not in my mind, but like, I think I could be happy with a different kind of person. But I know I'll never meet someone like her again, and that it's devastating, man. Honestly, um, I don't know. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just difficult. I didn't take notes or anything for this. I am really just freeballing it. The entire purpose of like this whole channel thing, I don't even know if it's gonna get very far, but I want to like be able to journal, get my feelings out there, but I just can't sit down and write it all out. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm doing this. But yeah, right. Back on topic. The right choice. Um, just making the right choice is just so difficult because I know that the moment we get back together, it'll just be back to how it was. It was just I don't want to say miserable, but I was not having a good time, man. Um, but I just deep in my mind, I want to go back so bad. I guess it's just familiarity, really. Um, I don't know. I'm just so used to being around her, right? I guess I know there's like a hormone regulation thing that happens in relationships. Maybe that was going on. I don't know. Um, I just I just miss her, man. Honestly. And I know I've put it to myself that I won't go back. I've had situations in the past where I didn't let go, and those have haunted me, honestly. So I know that this is for the best. That if I just let it go, right now, right? Um, I actually I texted her about that. We were, I was talking about something, or it was talking about us giving each other's clothes back. And she made a comment about how much it smelled like my cologne, and I don't know, it kind of devolved, not like romantically, but we just started like talking naturally for a little bit on the through text. Um, but then I don't know. In my mind, I guess I kind of just replayed how like all the things she had done since we broke up, and honestly, I'm pretty unhappy with how she's dealt with it. Um, I know we broke up, but I still respected her so much when we broke up, and I feel like I'm seeing a different side of her, one that I could kind of see, I guess, but it's just full force. Um, so I texted her that I don't think we will be able to work out in the future because of some of our actions now, and just kind of because who we are, and it just sucked, man. Um, yeah, I tried to be really nice about the conversation, but I could tell that it hurt her. And like I told her that I think we're on the same page of this in like my original little paragraph or whatever. And she just directly told me that she wasn't on the same page, and then that she wanted to get back together sometime in the future. And oh man, that hurts. Um, I don't know. I would like, well, I would have liked the opportunity to back then, or I guess if like a week ago, I would have opened the opportunity. I thought we could just work on some things and everything would work out, but um, it wouldn't, man. It'd just be the same thing over and over. So I know I have to make that right choice for me, and for her, I guess. Really, I don't want it. I don't want us to go down like this perpetuating loop of on and off, where we're just hurting each other again and again until we're just messing up the concept at that point of being in a relationship with each other. Because I've seen it happen to one of my friends. He's about 2 years older than me. He was with this girl for a long, long time. The relationship lasted about as long as mine and my ex-girlfriend's did, but he just kept going back and back, and then she kept, I don't want to say luring him in, but that was not a woman you want to put yourself around. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I know I have to make that choice. It's just so hard to stand by it. Um, and I'm trying to do things that I know will help me with this. I know, like, if I have the opportunity, right, it's just dangling right there. I'd probably end up talking to her again at some point. I think, I don't know. I know it's not a good thing for me to do. I know it's obviously gonna mess me up long term, but I don't know. I think it's just really alluring. I guess that's just who I am. I guess a yes, right? Um, but no, that's just the kind of person I am, and it's unfortunate. I want to be a better man than I am now. I always want to, but there's just some things that are a lot harder to fix than like cussing less or something like that. Um, so I've blocked her on our Instagram, right? I left that text open. I don't know, because I still need to get some stuff from her, but I don't know. I feel like, honestly, I still am keeping my foot in the door, and that feels unfair to both of us, but I know she doesn't want me to block her anyways. Actually, what happened about that? I was sitting in class, right? It was today, actually. Um, and it was after, we took like a little preliminary exam for one of my classes. Nothing too difficult, but whatever. And I was just sitting there, and then she said in class, out loud, to all the other people in the class, that she asked if I blocked her on, like, yeah, I blocked her on Instagram, and she told me I was weird, right? And this wasn't like a whisper, this was loud, like the classroom went silent, and they know, right? Like a lot of the people in the class are friends with both of us, so like they just all heard that and just froze, man. You could drop anything and they'd hear it, man. Just like a little atom off a desk and like sound like glass shattering. Yeah, so that just sucks. Yeah, like I said earlier, she's not taking it how I thought she would, and that makes it even harder because I can tell she's hurting. Um, and you know, I don't blame her. I know that some of, like, you know, how she was raised, it made it hard for her to not have that kind of response to hurt when she gets hurt. But I also can't justify it. It's she's she's been hurting me, man, and it's on purpose too. She told me herself when we were talking yesterday about, you know, not being able to get back together, that she was hurt, so she wanted to hurt me. She wanted me to feel that hurt. And I guess I already had my mind decided, right? But I guess that's really just putting the nail in the coffin, because I don't want to be around someone like that forever. You know, as lovely as she is, as amazing and smart, and just so charismatic as she is, I can't go back to that in good faith. I know I'll just end up regretting it in the long haul. So I just need to do what's right for me, for my future me, I guess. But my present me isn't too happy about it, if I'm going to be honest. I'm really proud of myself for making that decision, honestly. I didn't think I'd be capable of it. I've always been bad with boundaries, and I've always been bad with stopping things for my future selves. And you know, it's come back and bit me a few times, but I don't know. I'm glad I just decided to make this decision. I'm glad I'm sticking by it, but oh man, isn't hard to make this choice. Yeah, I guess this is all I have for this or whatever. And yeah, just to re-clarify, the reason I'm doing this is I just want to keep a journal for myself, you know, track my feelings. And, you know, I guess just kind of put them out there. Yeah. Sorry, my power cut out, actually. That again, by recording, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I just want it. I just want to leave a little journal for myself so I know how I'm feeling. I've never been able to track this good. I've never really kept too much in tone with my feelings. I kind of just grew up in that kind of household, I guess. But, yeah. So this is, I guess this is really for me. But, you know, if you're just some random stranger watching, maybe you're in a, like, you know, a familiar situation. Or, you know, a similar situation, I guess. That's familiar. Not quite the word. It kind of, anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, you know, hopefully that's something you could at least enjoy or, you know, relate to. I don't know. I don't know. I guess this is kind of stupid at the end of the day, but I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. Peace.